Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Oh, hold on. Or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Bram. This is Carol. Oh, and she does once in a while want to do a little cameo on the channel. Say hi, baby girlfriend. Okay, so we are back today with a fun video. Right, baby? Okay. When I'm sitting here for too long, she needs to be picked up and loved for a moment. Otherwise, she gets very upset. Puppy? Carol? Good girl. All right. So what are we going to be talking about today? My last few videos have been, or a few of my last videos, I should say, have been very like conversation focused. And I wanted to do a fun one today so we can kind of get back to fashion and enjoying things. I feel like as if the fact that there is no fun stuff out there in the luxury world right now, like brand new fun stuff, and the fact that like now we know, or now the rest of you guys know, I guess, that like a lot of these luxury bags are made in China, and the tariffs and the this and the that. I feel like it has sucked the absolute fun and passion and whatever out of a lot of people's channels, and it's making me sad. So I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about some fun stuff so that we can get back to the conversation and have a happy time, okay? Because this is an escape. I mean, this is not real life. We know that. This is an escape from real life, and everything doesn't need to have to be boring and sad all the time, okay? So first of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. If you are new here, however, my name is Bram. I talk about all things fashion, luxury, lifestyle, shopping, and travel. So if those are things that are interesting to you, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and become a member of my growing YouTube family. Also, if you could hit the, I'm doing this all out of order, and yeah, so excuse me. If you could hit the bell notification so that you are notified every time I upload a video. Right now it is 3 times a week, and there are no set days because I can't commit at this moment, but soon I will because I like that better. Secondly, I'm going to throw my Instagram handle up here just in case you aren't following me over there. Come and follow me over there. I would love to have you. And last but not least, if you like this video, I know we're early on in the, in the video, but if you decide at any point that you like it, I would love a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. Okay, now let's get into it. Today, I wanted to discuss what I think of as my favorite and the most iconic or memorable pieces of fashion from Sex and the City. Yeah, let's talk about it, okay? I have a few pieces. I absolutely love the idea of collecting Sex and the City bags and accessories and things like that. I have I think maybe 4 pieces that are like Sex and the City related, inspired, whatever. And yeah, I have a whole bunch more on my list. So among other things that I want to collect, that is definitely one that I have focused on lately. So I also have seen quite a few videos lately about people who have these incredible Sex and the City collections. Oh my God. And so it kind of had me thinking like because some of the things that I have seen on some of these videos or whatever, I don't remember or weren't something that I really thought of when I thought of Sex and the City. So I wanted to have a discussion with you about what are the most iconic and exciting Sex and the City items that you can think of, right? So I'd like to know your thoughts. Obviously, let me know in the comments what you think, what you remember, what is like the main thing that you think of when you think of Sex and the City. And I have a list of 10. So let's go into it. I'm obviously going to throw up pictures as we go so that you know what I'm talking about, okay? First one is, and these are in no particular order. Didn't put them in the order of because as I go through, I'll let you know what I think is like the absolute most iconic. And there are a few pieces, but some of them, maybe some of you remember, maybe some of you don't. I don't know. It was just things that I remember and I associate with Sex and the City. Okay. First of all, I will say that the fashion or like the costume designer on Sex and the City is Patricia Field. And Patricia Field, if I don't know, if any of you are from New York, like old New York, like real, sorry guys, not to offend anybody, real New York. When I was growing up, I was a teenager in the 90s. When I was growing up, and the store has been there for a long time, but she had two stores. One was called Patricia Fields, and it was on 8th Street. Oh my God. That was my absolute favorite store from 7th grade until until it closed down in, I want to say the early 2000s it closed down, I believe. Anyway, that store was like a planet of its own. I wish I had pictures. I wish we had phones that took pictures back then because I have no pictures there. I've seen pictures online, but obviously none of like me. I wish I had a picture of me in that store. Every time you walked into that store, it felt like you were being transported to like another world. So she always had like really fun young people working in the store. The store had like these, it was very bright, very like neon, bright, colorful carpets. There was an upstairs and a downstairs. I like the upstairs better. The downstairs, I never spent as much time in for whatever reason. The upstairs had like, it had a really amazing, like a salon in the back. So if you were like a club kid, you could get like whatever your heart desired, things that regular salons wouldn't do. I remember some of the people that worked there, their hair would like be like buzz cuts with like stars in like neon colors and just like crazy stuff. The store was absolutely insane. Like I said, it was almost like another planet. It was definitely like, I wasn't like a raver or anything like that, but that was the vibe. It was like house music, or a lot of times it was house music, or sometimes it was like grunge music, whatever. And you could just be in there for hours. It was just one of those like, I wish I could bottle it up, that feeling, and like show you guys because it was incredible. And yeah, like, oh God, I wish that we had places like that now because it was authentic. It wasn't contrived. She has amazing style, Patricia Field, and the store was just absolutely, it was amazing. She actually like, it was the first place back then. We didn't have like, you couldn't find Hello Kitty or like Sanrio characters anywhere. I remember that a lot of the, like in the case in the front where you would pay, she had like wallets, like Karopi, Hello Kitty, Astro Boy. There was just always like fun cartoony things there with a mix of like really sexy stuff. Like I have a few like thong bikinis that I don't wear anymore, but I did when I was really young, still in my closet, that I purchased there. She had fun, like the downstairs was more like for, I feel like strippers and stuff because they had like crazy outfits that like I didn't wear, but I did get a bunch of bathing suits from there. I did have, God, what else? I had this really cool lighter that was like all rhinestone shaped, like a little like pistol. I have no idea what I did with that. I do still have one bag left. It's in storage, but if I ever can like, when I move, which hopefully is soon, I'm looking to buy something. When I go through my stuff, I will absolutely find that bag, but it just embodies the style of Patricia Fields in general. She also had another store called, I think it was Venus, and that was where was that? I think it was on West Broadway. And I didn't really go to that store much. The 8th Street store was the one where I hung out all the time. But what a time to be alive in New York, guys. What a time to be alive. It was incredible. Anyway, that being said, I've always loved her fashion. Sorry, that was a long tangent. I was just in my memories. I'm going to post up pictures. I think I'm going to try to find some good pictures of that store, like online or whatever. And I'm going to post them here because God. Anyway, yes, her style was always amazing. So it's no surprise that Sex and the City style is iconic as well because Patricia Field is iconic. So, because a lot of people talk about Sarah Jessica Parker's style, and while I think that she has great style, obviously, and they worked together, a lot of what she wore and all of the costumes on that show was Patricia Fields. So she's the one that really needs, in my opinion, to get the credit for that show, not Sarah Jessica Parker or any of them, because they were just paid actors. Patricia Field was the creative mind behind that show. Okay. All right. So moving on. Let's talk about it. So number one for me, I have this bag. I will post a picture of it up here just because I don't want to go and get it out of the closet. Is the I Love New York Gucci bag. So this was in the movie in 2008. It was in Charlotte's entryway. And it just was like a shot of, I don't even remember her using it, but I remember it as like a product placement on like a table in like her entryway into her apartment. And it was just kind of sitting there. That bag, it's like a Boston bag. It was only for the New York store, I believe, because if I'm not mistaken, it was when they opened up their new store. So it was under construction for a while and they moved it from one location to another on Fifth Avenue. And I believe the opening of that store was why they released that bag. But I love that bag. I have it. I did not get it when it first came out. I found it years later on Fashion File for an amazing price. I don't see it popping up very often. I'm not sure why. Maybe there just wasn't a lot made, or maybe everybody is holding onto that bag. I don't know, but I love it. It came with a little charm on this, like dangled on the side, that was like an I Love New York charm. My bag didn't come with it, and I ordered one. I said this in one of my last videos. I ordered one from a Japanese seller on eBay, and it came broken. I still have it somewhere, and one day I will show you that too. I would love to put it back together. I don't think it's possible. I am going to definitely find one day for a decent price on the pre-loved market, obviously, to add to my bag so that it is like official, you know. The next one I would say is the pigeon clutch. Now that is from but I'm not sure what episode that's from, but that's from obviously the new version of Sex and the City, and just like that, right? So that pigeon clutch is J.W. Anderson. It is so cool. I've seen it before on YouTube. I believe Dale's Addiction has one. Her channel is really cool because she has really cool, fun style as well. And she has that. I decided not to get the J.W. Anderson version, but I do have the J.W. Pie, whatever. I always say, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is like a way cheaper version of the one that was in the Sex and the City show. However, it gives the same feeling, in my opinion. If I can find the real one on the secondhand market one day, maybe I will indulge. But for now, I haven't used it yet. And so $100 is more than enough to spend on a pigeon clutch at the moment. Maybe one day, who knows? Next one, and I think this is absolutely the most iconic, in my opinion, is the Fendi Purple Rain baguette. Now, we know that, it was the one that Carrie was holding when she got robbed, and when she said, "This isn't a bag, this is a baguette." And like, that was it. That bag is now like forever etched in fashion history because of that. I have the newer version that was released recently, like a few years ago. I would love to get my hands on the original. I like original baguettes better than the new version. I don't know why. I do. I like the originals better. But that one is absolutely, I think, the most iconic bag from the series, period. 100%. Okay. Next one is the newspaper dress. So this was I believe it was Dior John Galliano newspaper dress that Carrie wore when she met Natasha. So it was when she met Natasha, or when she interrupted Natasha's lunch, I believe. And Natasha had a lot to say to her, and she was wearing the newspaper dress. And oh my God, that dress is absolutely iconic. I wouldn't get the dress because I probably wouldn't wear it. However, I just think it has made newspaper print in general, like, it did a lot for newspaper print, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I did not get my hands on the re-release of the newspaper print battle bag, which is 100% on my list one day when it's not $7,000. But I do want that bag desperately at some point. But I just think it made newspaper print iconic, period. Like, newspaper print is iconic because of that dress, in my opinion. And it will forever be associated not only with Sex and the City, but also with Dior. Even though other brands have done newspaper prints, like we know that Chanel did a newspaper print slap. I don't know who else. I'd have to look it up. But there's many other newspaper prints. But I think, like, for me at least, I associate newspaper print with Dior because of that dress. And it's so beautiful. The next one I would say would be the Gucci waist bag. I have that Gucci belt bag. I have that. I don't have it in the exact color that she had it in. I think she had it in the all brown, I believe. Mine has the green and red like web portion, but I think that she made that style of bag, like that Gucci bag specifically, popular. It was super popular all throughout the early 2000s, I think because of the show personally. I had one and I rebought it recently, like maybe about 6, 7 months ago, give or take, because I don't know where it went and I don't know why I got rid of it, but I purchased one from a local vintage store and I absolutely love it and I would not part with it now. And I actually would rather just add more colors to my collection because it's such an easy bag to use and it just looks so cool, you know? And so, yeah, so I think that she definitely made that iconic. Next one. Next one would be the Dior saddle with like the horse bit design. It was a silk. I believe it was in silk, if I'm not mistaken, but I am going to post a picture here. I love that Dior bag. It goes for a stupid amount, and I think a lot of them didn't age very well. But whenever I think of the Dior saddle specifically, that's the one I think of from Sex and the City. I'm sure that she had other Dior saddlebags because that was the time, but I don't. I like off the top of my head, I can't remember any other one specifically that stands out in my mind like that one does. And that one is like super iconic Dior, in my opinion. I love that one. Okay, next one is the blue Manolos. Hello, that Big asked her to marry him with. Super iconic Carrie moment, obviously, asking, like proposing to her with shoes. And the fact that they're just like the perfect something blue for your wedding. That obviously we know that she loved Manolos in general. She is, it was the fashion was it, but she was like the shoe queen. And I have those shoes actually in green satin. I would love one day to get them in blue. However, I don't wear heels anymore. So that is way down on my list. Probably never going to happen because for what? But I do have the green version, which I picked up because I was going through a huge green phase, which I still love, but that was why. And yeah, I love them. I think that Manolo, like the Hangisi in general, is popular. Like I'm sure it would be popular without Sex and the City, but Sex and the City absolutely made it into like just an absolute classic Manolo style, you know? Next one is the Manolo Mary Janes. I only think of Sex and the City when I think of these shoes. I tried on a pair actually recently. I think they released them. I tried them on in Neiman Marcus, maybe. They come in, I think I believe there was a red and there was a black. The ones that Carrie tried on, I don't even believe that, I don't know if she kept them or not, but it was when she was working at Vogue and she was in the closet, in like their fashion closet, going through everything with the guy that called her, what did he call her? Oh my God, I don't remember, but he called her something specifically. Toots, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, um, she thought he was gay and he ended up like taking off all his clothes in the closet. Do you guys remember that? And in the closet, she found the Manolo Mary Janes and said like she thought that it was like urban legend, like Manolo shoe legend, that these existed, but they really do exist. And so I have never like seen them. There's no other context that I think of those Mary Janes in than Sex and the City. That's the only, like, the minute I see those anywhere and on anybody, it's the first thought that I have is like, that's a Sex and the City shoe. And that episode was good. It was when she was writing a column in Vogue. And yeah, anyway, that was a good episode. So that's definitely what I think of. The next one would be the Manolo. I think they're Manolos, right? Gold peep toe. Yeah, I believe they are. So that was the one where she went to her friend's house for, I think, the birthday party for the kids or something like that, like a friend that she used to have from like the singles scene who then got married and had kids. And the friend was making her feel like she had to take off her shoes when she walked into the party, and she left them there, and her friend was making her feel like shitty for still caring about all the things that the friend used to care about before family and kids, and making Carrie feel like this big for whatever. And the shoes on the way out, when she went to go get her shoes, were missing. Somebody stole them, and she registered the shoes, yeah, under her like registry at Manolo. The only thing on the registry was the Manolo shoes. And so she forced the friend basically to buy her the shoes back because the friend's life choices were her life choices, blah, blah, blah. It was a deep episode, in my opinion. But yeah, those shoes were absolutely beautiful. I actually had a pair of Steve Madden knockoffs for those shoes, very like early 2000s. I don't know what happened to them, but they were really super cute. They looked almost exactly identical, but those are absolutely iconic Carrie shoes. Okay, I think this is the last one. The last one on my list is the Carrie necklace. Who can even think about Sex in the City without the Carrie name chain? Now, she definitely made name chains popular for the masses. I wore name chains all throughout high school. It was a huge thing in the 90s period. Name rings, name chains, name inside of your hoop earrings, all of that stuff. That is, I wore that. I had a bunch of name chains, all that stuff. But Carrie definitely made them mainstream and appealed to all people, not just like urban people, I guess. Who can ever think of Sex in the City without that name chain? Especially, you know, when she like lost the name chain in Paris, I believe, and then she found it at the bottom of her bag, and it kind of brought everything kind of full circle, like she was where she was supposed to be, and she found herself again, type of, you know, type of idea, I guess, in terms of like the writing of that episode and that, like, you know, the way that that worked. But totally love a name chain, still do, just don't have one anymore. It brings back a lot of memories, and it definitely is like iconic Carrie necklace item, jewelry item. The last one, I'm actually, this is just a like a special mention, I guess, and only because I actually had this and it just got me thinking, was her horseshoe necklace. I don't know who remembers that, but I did buy myself, my mother actually got me a horseshoe necklace from, anybody remembers Fortunoff? That store, it went out of business, but they were having a going out of business sale way back in the day, and my mother bought me that. We went in and it was like super cheap or whatever, and for what it was it was a gold and diamond little horseshoe necklace. She bought it for me, but I think of Carrie when I think of the horseshoe necklace for sure. She made that popular early 2000s. I want to say I had it like 2001, 2002, something like that. I wish I still had it. I have no idea where it is, which is sad. Like so many things that just, you know, they come and they go. But that is definitely an honorable mention, I think, because she definitely made the horseshoe popular in general, like the horseshoe shape. You know, like popular again. I mean, the horseshoe is always like a good luck symbol, but I think obviously just the way that she used to layer and have her necklaces and stuff, it was definitely an iconic Carrie necklace. Okay, guys, that is my list. There is many more that we could talk about. Obviously, there's the giraffe dress. There is the red Birkin that Samantha had to have and use Lucy Lou's name. There's a lot of things, but these are the main things that I could, you know, that I came up with. Like just, I didn't even look these up. These were just like off the top of my head. What do I associate? What are the top things that I think of when I think of Sex and the City? I'm actually going to do one more honorable mention because I'm not the only person, that thinks of this item. I have, and I've showed you guys before, my gold baguette, which is the one that Samantha purchased from the guy's trunk in the Valley when they were in LA, and it was like the fake baguette bag. And then they went to the Playboy Mansion, and then one of the bunnies had the exact bag, but it was real, and there was like a whole thing around it. Anyway, I would say that that is a top one as well, only because every time I wear that bag, somebody always mentions to me that it's the Sex and the City bag. So I'm not the only one, obviously, that knows. I guess it is also a very well-known bag that was used, that people associate with Sex and the City. So that is my final one, guys. I hope that you enjoyed my list. I would love to know, out of, I guess, my list, what are your thoughts? Is there anything that you think that I missed that is super iconic, or is there anything else that you think of, or do you agree with my list, or do you have any other, like, whatever? Just tell me your thoughts down below. I would love to know. And other than that, if you have not already subscribed, what are you waiting for? We have fun here, and I am open to, like, listen, if you have ideas for videos, send them my way. I would love to do videos on whatever you guys would like to see. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I am also going to throw up my Instagram handle one more time right here, just in case you haven't come to follow me over there. And last but not least, I'm going to throw a video right over here, just in case you're not done with me yet and you want to watch some more. I would love it if you would. Okay, I think that's it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.